Imagine for a moment that there is no one coming to save you, no knight in shining armor, no sudden miracle, no one to rescue you from the mess you're in or to solve the problems that keep you awake at night. What if the life you want, the success, the peace, the fulfillment is entirely up to you? It might sound harsh, but the truth is this: nobody is coming. The world owes you nothing, and if you wait for someone else to make things right, you'll be waiting forever. Now, you might feel a surge of discomfort at this realization, and rightfully so. After all, it's far easier to believe that some force beyond our control will come and make everything better. It's easier to think that someone somewhere will fix the mess we find ourselves in. But this belief is not only misguided, it's dangerous. It keeps us trapped in a state of helplessness, waiting for a solution that will never come. But here's the hard truth: you are the solution. You are the one who holds the power to transform your life. The responsibility is yours. And with that responsibility comes a remarkable freedom. The freedom to shape your own destiny, to rise above your challenges, and to create the life you've always dreamed of. In this moment, I challenge you to let go of the notion that someone will come to your rescue. Instead, embrace the reality that you are your own savior. The change you seek is within you. It's time to stop waiting and start acting. Your future is in your hands. Let's talk about how to take control and make it a reality. You've got what it takes, and today we'll explore how to unlock that power within you. So take a deep breath, brace yourself for the truth, and get ready to change your life. Because nobody is coming to save you, and that's the best news you could ever hear. The foundation of any meaningful life is rooted in personal responsibility. It is the recognition that we are the primary architects of our existence, that every action we take or fail to take contributes directly to the outcome of our lives. It is all too easy to look outward and place blame on external factors when things are not going the way we want. It could be a poor upbringing, a bad environment, or even the inherent unfairness of the world. But let me tell you something that may seem harsh at first: blaming others, circumstances, or life itself is an act of surrender. It is giving away your power to change your situation. True empowerment comes when you stop looking for excuses and start looking for solutions within yourself. You must own the outcomes of your life, both good and bad. Successes are not entirely yours to claim without a great deal of work and sacrifice, but failures also don't belong to anyone else. You are responsible for the choices you make, even the choices you don't make. The moment you take full responsibility for your own life, you reclaim your power. This is not to say that life won't be difficult or that obstacles won't come your way, but understanding that your response to adversity is the one thing you have absolute control over changes everything. When you accept responsibility, you take away the excuses that keep you trapped in mediocrity. If you are consistently blaming your circumstances, it's time to face the uncomfortable truth: you are making yourself helpless. But once you understand that the key to overcoming challenges lies within yourself, your potential becomes limitless. You gain the ability to choose how you respond to every situation. You can choose to learn from it, adapt, and grow, or you can choose to be defeated by it. The choice is yours. This is where freedom truly lies, in the understanding that your life is your creation. When you stop deflecting responsibility, You stop being a victim of the world and start being the hero of your own story. In this way, responsibility is not a burden. It's the most liberating thing you can possess. One of the most profound realizations you can have is understanding that you are not just a passive participant in life, you are an active agent in creating the reality you experience. It's easy to feel as though the world is happening to you, like events unfold in ways that you cannot control or predict. Yet, in this lie, we allow ourselves to relinquish control, to feel helpless, and to believe that our fate is dictated by forces beyond our reach. But the truth is far more empowering than that. You have the agency to choose your actions, your responses, and your path forward. When you wake up to this reality, you unlock the power to change your circumstances, no matter how difficult or limiting they may seem. The first step is recognizing that your choices matter. This means taking ownership of your decisions, no matter how small they may seem, because they accumulate and define who you become over time. The seemingly trivial decisions you make, what you eat, how you spend your time, how you treat others, and the way you view challenges add up. Every choice, from the biggest to the smallest, is an exercise in self-agency. Self-agency is not about being able to control everything around you, but rather about acknowledging that you control your response. The world can be chaotic and unpredictable, but how you deal with it is what matters. The simple acknowledgement of your own agency changes everything about how you interact with the world. You are not the victim of your circumstances. You are the victor of your response. You may not be able to control the storms that come your way, but you can certainly control how you prepare for them, how you respond to them, and how you recover from them. This mindset, this understanding of yourself as a force capable of shaping your environment, is essential to moving forward and breaking free from stagnation. When you embrace self-agency, you also empower yourself to take risks. Action becomes the key to progress, and self-agency allows you to move forward without waiting for approval, permission, or validation. The question is no longer whether or not things will go wrong. The question is, what are you going to do in response? You can choose to take action, learn from failure, and adapt. You can choose to face obstacles head on or retreat. This realization, this acknowledgement of your ability to shape your destiny, is liberating. Once you accept it, you unlock the true potential of your existence. Life will never be easy, and if you think that one day things will just fall into place without challenge, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. The truth is, struggle is not something to be avoided. It is something to be embraced. It is the crucible in which your character is forged. There is no growth without difficulty, no advancement without challenge. If you seek a life free from suffering, you seek a life devoid of meaning. When we face challenges, they push us to expand beyond our current limitations. It is only through facing adversity that we learn to become stronger, more resilient, and more capable. Each challenge, each obstacle is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you can overcome anything. This is where real strength is built, not through avoiding struggle, but by accepting it and responding with courage. Understand that the discomfort of struggle is necessary for your growth. If you consistently avoid difficulty, you will remain stagnant. The struggle forces you to grow, to adapt, and to refine your skills. Every setback is an opportunity to learn. Every failure is an invitation to rise higher. The most accomplished individuals in history did not reach their heights by avoiding adversity. They reached their heights by facing it head on and persevering through it. They understood that struggle is a teacher, and those who embrace it are the ones who emerge stronger. It's important to remember that suffering is not the same as defeat. Struggle does not mean you're failing. It means you are living. Embrace the challenges life brings. They will shape you, teach you, and ultimately refine you into a person who is capable of achieving the impossible. Without struggle, there is no meaning in life. For many, the thought of a hero coming to their rescue offers a comforting fantasy. It's easy to believe that someone will eventually swoop in to save us from the troubles we face. But this mindset is both dangerous and paralyzing. Waiting for someone else to save you means giving up your own agency. You are outsourcing your power to others and resigning yourself to a passive role in your own life. The truth is, nobody is coming to save you. No hero, no external force, no miracle. You are on your own, and this is exactly how it should be. This is the moment you must realize that you are the hero of your own story. You are the one who must step up and take charge of your life. Waiting for someone else to come and change your reality is a form of victimhood. It denies you the ability to take control of your circumstances and move forward with purpose. When you wait for external solutions to your problems, you are actively choosing inaction. You are placing your faith in things you cannot control, and you are setting yourself up for frustration and failure. Waiting for others to fix your life will only leave you feeling helpless, and it will prevent you from realizing your own potential. The only person who can change your life is you. This is not to say that you will never receive help or guidance along the way. Support and mentorship can play crucial roles in personal development, but they should never be your crutch. The moment you wait for someone else to take responsibility for your problems, you lose your power. It is your life to live, and it is your responsibility to create the changes you seek. The sooner you realize that the power to transform your reality lies within you, the sooner you can start building the life you want. When it feels as though your goals are far out of reach or your circumstances are too overwhelming to overcome, it's easy to become paralyzed by the enormity of it all. We live in an age where instant gratification is the norm, and people often expect results to happen quickly. Yet, when we look at meaningful change, we see that it is rarely instantaneous. True transformation comes through incremental change, small steps taken consistently over time. This approach is much more effective than trying to leap from one extreme to another. The key to long-lasting change lies not in a dramatic overhaul of your entire life, but rather in making small, purposeful adjustments every day. Every action, even if it seems insignificant in the moment, is an investment in your future self. Small actions compound, and over time, they lead to profound transformations. If you've ever tried to take on a major project or goal, you likely know the feeling of overwhelm when you stare at the mountain in front of you. But the path forward does not require you to move mountains in a single day. It requires that you take one small step after another. Each of those steps, no matter how small, is a victory. And it's those small victories that add up to the success you're seeking. The power of incremental change lies in its sustainability. It's not about achieving massive results. in a short period. It's about consistency over time. By committing to small, consistent actions, you gradually build momentum. This steady progress keeps you moving forward, even when larger goals feel distant or difficult to achieve. When we try to accomplish too much at once, we risk burnout and frustration. But when we focus on steady, manageable progress, we can achieve more than we ever imagined without becoming overwhelmed. This principle applies to every area of life, fitness, personal growth, relationships, career goals. Whether you're trying to get healthier, learn a new skill, or improve your relationships, the idea remains the same: focus on small, daily efforts. The key is to make a little bit of progress every day, knowing that eventually those efforts will compound into something substantial. You will look back after months or years and realize that, step by step, you've created something meaningful. So don't get discouraged by how far you have to go. Celebrate the small wins along the way. They are the markers of your progress, the evidence that you are on the right path. Change takes time, and it takes patience, but if you stay consistent, you will get to where you want to go. Trust the process, trust your small steps, and recognize that the journey itself is just as important as the destination. When most people think of discipline, they associate it with restriction, sacrifice, and limitations. Discipline is often viewed as the enemy of freedom, but this is a misconception. In truth, discipline is the key to unlocking true freedom. This might sound counterintuitive, but when you examine it closely, you'll see that discipline, rather than limiting us, enables us to pursue our deepest goals and desires. Discipline isn't about denying yourself the things you want. It's about being intentional with your actions, making choices that align with your long-term objectives, and not letting short-term impulses dictate your behavior. True freedom comes from having control over your actions, rather than being controlled by the whims of your desires or the distractions of the world around you. Think about the people who have achieved the most in life, whether it's in athletics, business, or any other field. They didn't get there by avoiding discipline. They got there by embracing it. They committed themselves to consistent routines, to pushing through moments of discomfort, and to making the hard choices that align with their goals. And in doing so, they earned the freedom to live the life they wanted. Discipline is not about punishing yourself or being rigid. It is about choosing your priorities and sticking to them even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. When you cultivate discipline, you begin to experience a greater sense of autonomy because you are no longer a slave to your impulses, distractions, or weaknesses. You take control of your time and energy, directing them toward the things that matter most to you. This kind of discipline doesn't just apply to big goals, it applies to the small, everyday decisions as well. It's about choosing the harder right over the easier wrong. It's about making the difficult choice to get up early, to work when you'd rather rest, to practice when you'd rather play. The more you cultivate discipline, the more freedom you'll have to live life on your terms. You become free to follow your passions and to pursue your goals with clarity and focus, free from the tyranny of procrastination or the distraction of unimportant things. Ultimately, the paradox is this: you must impose discipline upon yourself in order to gain the freedom to live a fulfilling life. Without discipline, you will find yourself drifting, aimless, and unproductive. But with it, You carve out a path that leads you to greater achievement, more satisfaction, and the freedom to live authentically and purposefully. Life is inherently chaotic. The world is unpredictable, complex, and often overwhelming. From political instability to personal challenges, from economic uncertainty to emotional turbulence, it can feel like the forces of chaos are always looming. And while it's tempting to retreat from this chaos or to wish for it to simply disappear, the truth is that we must confront the chaos directly. Avoiding it or pretending it doesn't exist only deepens our confusion and weakens our ability to navigate through it. This is not to say that we can control the chaos of the world. The unpredictability of life is something that is beyond our grasp. What we can control, however, is how we respond to it. The most successful and resilient people are those who, instead of running from chaos, actively face it. They build structures and systems in their lives to help them navigate through it. They turn the chaos into something they can manage. This is where order comes into play. To thrive in a chaotic world, you must create order in your own life. You cannot control the world around you, but you can control your own actions, thoughts, and environment by organizing your life around your values, responsibilities, and long-term goals. You create a stable foundation from which to operate. This foundation allows you to move through chaos with clarity and purpose. Life's chaos is also a reminder of our own vulnerability. We are not invincible. Life is fragile, and at any moment, things can go wrong. But instead of living in fear of the unknown, we can use this knowledge to better prepare ourselves. We can develop strategies for coping with uncertainty, strengthen our resilience, and cultivate the mental fortitude needed to face life's inevitable disruptions. The chaos will never go away. It is part of life's inherent unpredictability. But by facing it head on, you develop the tools to thrive in spite of it. When you organize your life with purpose and structure, chaos becomes less of a threat and more of a challenge you are equipped to handle. One of the most powerful forces you can tap into in life is the power of vision. A clear, compelling vision for your life acts as a guiding star. It provides direction, purpose, and focus, even in the face of uncertainty. Without a vision, you are like a ship adrift on a vast and empty ocean, lost without any clear course or destination. But with a vision, you chart your own course, you know where you are heading, and you are empowered to navigate through both calm seas and turbulent storms. A vision gives you something to strive toward, a reason to push through discomfort, and a deeper sense of meaning in your actions. It acts as a compass that helps you stay on track, especially when distractions, setbacks, and temptations arise. With a clear vision, every decision you make becomes more purposeful as it is measured against the ultimate goal you have set for yourself. Without vision, people tend to wander. They may react to life as it comes, but they lack a cohesive plan or understanding of where they want to go. This leads to aimless living and often results in frustration, regret, and dissatisfaction. Vision, on the other hand, infuses everything you do with a sense of intentionality. It shapes your daily choices, fuels your commitment, and provides a reason to keep going when the going gets tough. Your vision doesn't have to be grandiose or earth-shattering. It simply needs to be something that excites and motivates you. It could be related to your career, your relationships, your health, or your personal growth. The important thing is that it resonates with you at a deep level and reflects your values, desires, and aspirations. A compelling vision should stretch you beyond your current limitations, challenge you to grow, and inspire you to take action every single day. Developing a vision requires reflection, introspection, and clarity. It means asking yourself hard questions. What do I truly want out of life? What kind of person do I want to become? What impact do I want to have on others and the world around me? The answers to these questions become the foundation of your vision, and they should inspire and energize you to take purposeful action. The vision you develop today will provide the structure and framework for your future. Every step you take, every decision you make will be shaped by that vision. As you move closer to it, you will encounter challenges, but those challenges will only serve to reinforce the strength of your resolve. With a clear vision, you will always have a sense of direction, even when the world seems to be throwing you off course. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep moving forward even in the face of setbacks, failure, and hardship. It is the ability to withstand and recover from life's inevitable challenges. While some people seem naturally resilient, the truth is that resilience is a skill that can be cultivated, developed, and strengthened over time. Building resilience starts with the recognition that life will not be easy. There will be moments of pain, disappointment, failure, and hardship. These moments are not signs that you are on the wrong path. They are simply part of the human experience. It is how you respond to these challenges that will determine your level of resilience. Do you give up when things get hard, or do you find a way to persevere and rise stronger? Resilience is built through experience. It's built through facing difficulties head on, acknowledging the discomfort, and continuing to move forward despite it. Every time you encounter a challenge and push through it, you build emotional and mental strength. Resilience comes not from avoiding adversity, but from learning to navigate it effectively. When you face hardship with courage and determination, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Building resilience also requires emotional regulation. It's important to understand that emotions are not your enemies, but guides. They signal when something is wrong, when you need to take action, or when you need to step back and reassess. Developing resilience means learning to manage these emotions rather than being overwhelmed by them. Instead of succumbing to fear, anger, or despair, resilient people acknowledge their emotions, process them, and use them to fuel their next steps forward. Another critical aspect of building resilience is a strong support system. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, who remind you of your strength when you forget, and who challenge you to grow. Resilience does not mean doing everything alone. It means recognizing when to ask for help and knowing that your network of support can be a vital resource in times of difficulty. Above all, building resilience requires an unwavering belief in your own ability to overcome. It's the knowledge that no matter how difficult the situation, you have the capacity to adapt, learn, and rise above it. When you build resilience, you build the confidence that you can handle anything life throws at you. And that confidence becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You will take on challenges with the certainty that you will overcome them and come out stronger on the other side. Action is the key to transformation. You can plan, strategize, and dream all you want, but unless you take action, nothing will change. Nothing happens in this world without action. No matter how much you think about your problems or imagine solutions, it's your actions that make things real. The power of action lies in its ability to create momentum. Action is what turns your thoughts into reality. It bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. When you take action, no matter how small, you signal to the universe and to yourself that you are serious about creating change. Action, no matter how imperfect, brings you closer to your goal. Even small actions are better than inaction because they create a ripple effect that eventually leads to greater outcomes. Action also reveals the true nature of your intentions. Many people dream of success, but only a few are willing to do what it takes to make those dreams a reality. Taking action is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who simply wish for them. There will be obstacles along the way. There will be fear, doubt, and resistance. But the act of pushing through those moments, taking action despite the discomfort, is what builds confidence and momentum. It's important to understand that perfection is not the goal. Progress, not perfection, is what matters. When you take action, you learn, you adjust, you refine, and you continue to move forward. Even if you fail along the way, and you will fail, each failure is a lesson that teaches you something important. The more you act, the more you learn, and the closer you get to your ultimate success. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for the perfect moment to act. But there is no perfect moment. There will never be a time when everything is lined up and the conditions are ideal. The best time to take action is now. If you wait for the stars to align, you'll never get started. Action is what propels you forward, and each step you take builds the foundation for greater success in the future. Ultimately, action is the only thing that matters. Action is the bridge between thought and reality, between desire and achievement. Without action, your dreams remain fantasies. With action, they begin to take shape and become your reality. So, stop thinking about what you want to do. Go out and do it. Every step you take is progress. Every action, no matter how small, is an investment in the life you want to create. The power is in your hands, and it's time to act. In conclusion, nobody is coming to save you, but this is not a cause for despair. Rather, it is a call to action. Take responsibility for your life, embrace the struggle, and make the conscious decision to create the future you want. Develop a vision that excites you, build resilience to face life's inevitable challenges, and take consistent, disciplined action toward your goals. The only savior you need is the person staring back at you in the mirror. Take control of your life, and you will realize the power you have to create the life you desire. You are your own hero, and the time to act is now.